Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Mind, Body, and Kadira. This episode is for the people who really struggle to hit that next level financially, and maybe those who struggle to have a little financial literacy as well. Now, what made me want to talk about this is because I was on the phone a couple days ago, and the person I was speaking to happened to ask me, are you saving? Are you able to save? And then I noticed that I got really triggered in that conversation and I kind of snapped on that person. And I was like, well, why are you asking about my finances? I don't question you about yours. It felt very taboo in the moment. Like, why don't we discuss finances more often? But to make a short story even shorter, I got off the phone and then I really sat and analyzed that feeling I was having to really understand why it made me so upset by someone just asking me, hey, are you able to save? Because in this economy, are we? And I realized that I have this financial insecurity, and I really don't even want to call it that because it's not an insecurity. I just lack the financial literacy that I need to have that confidence around my finances to be able to talk about it and discuss things that I'm doing good at or that I may even need help in. Not having financial confidence with me looks like having enough but not feeling like it's enough, being afraid to spend too much when going out, not buying small things that you would want because, again, you don't want to waste money. Just a plethora of things that we learn throughout life, especially in childhood, because if we're being honest, financial literacy is not being taught enough in homes, at least not in my home, it wasn't, and definitely not being taught enough in schools. And also, why does it feel so socially unacceptable and taboo to talk about money? Why, when I start a job, I'm being told by HR managers to not discuss my pay? Why, when I go out with friends and we may inquire about each other's financial situation, it's looked at as disrespectful? Why, when someone asks you how much are you saving or are you able to save, we get so defensive? It's honestly truly because we tie so much emotion into money, and not just emotion, but we're tying in our status, how we feel about ourselves, and our ego. A lot of ego is attached to money. How well you handle your money, and I was going to say how much money you have, but it's really how well you handle it, how much control you have over your money, that really kind of steers how you view yourself. And you can lie and say it doesn't, but it really does. And if you're not feeling your greatest, if you're not at your highest level of confidence, do you really think you're going to have this magical confidence when you want to go out there and make more money and reach a new financial status? No. The next thing we're going to talk about is how to have more financial literacy, how to overcome any financial anxieties or insecurities you may have. So, me personally, in my life, we're going to get a little open today, but the first step in addressing any issue is talking about it, right? Sometimes I feel like I have this, not large, it ain't that big, but a dark cloud over my head that I just ignore sometimes. And that dark cloud is my debt. My credit card debt that I racked up throughout my early and my mid 20s. I'm not ashamed. My next hurdle in life is knowing how to reduce and control my debt. And I can only do that by addressing it and not ignoring that dark cloud over my head. So, my first step, because I learned this through a friend, this may be old news to you guys, but I'm going to call my debt collectors and I'm going to settle the debt. Hopefully, I don't have to pay the full amount. I'm hoping for like a 20, 30, 40% situation. And I'm going to knock everything out so I can build more confidence around my finances and not have that dark cloud over my head anymore. But that's just the first step, addressing your debts. The next step after that is getting an understanding of agreements and leases. Now, like we all did, but let's talk about me. We made a lot of financial mistakes in our early mid 20s. And one mistake I did was purchasing a car extremely overpriced, paying way more than I knew at the time because I wasn't literate on that situation of going through the process of buying a car, knowing what interest rates are best. I just wanted a car. Whatever you need to do your research, do your research, do your research before making any kind of financial purchase, especially when there's leasing involved, you're not just buying it out, or there's interest rates involved, especially. When it comes to hitting that next level financially, you have to have a full control and understanding of where your money is, where it's going, what it's going to do, where it's at, and where you want it to go. There's not a single successful person out there that is not managing their money completely and successfully. They're controlling their debts. They know exactly what they're investing in. They're not just throwing money at things frivolously, they're budgeting. So that brings me to the third step. You have to start budgeting. Notice how I said budgeting is the third step. You're going to have to address your debts first. You don't need to worry about saving money when you're addressing debts. That savings account that you are hopefully putting money into, it now needs to be allocated to your debts because you want to get that down as soon as possible. Once that's down, understand the things that you're going to be investing in, and then we start to budget. Now, me, I like clothes. I buy a lot of clothes. But when we're canceling out debt, we're not buying those clothes anymore. Whatever your Achilles heel is, you're not investing in that anymore. You're investing into clearing your debt. Whatever you have to do, yes, it may suck. Yes, you may have to go out less with your friends, do less of this, less of that, but you're going to be in a much better place financially. You're going to be in a much better place within yourself because your confidence is just going to skyrocket. So now we've canceled all of our debts. We've educated ourselves about financial literacy. We've budgeted. So now we're making more money. We've saved some money. Then we started investing. Now, how do you feel? I really want you to sit in what I just said and really imagine yourself in that place where you've done all of these things. How do you feel? More confident, right? So now we're able to go out into the world and take advantage of more opportunities, do more things, work more, invest more, and now we've broken into a new level financially. So you're welcome. If you love this episode, please subscribe and watch my other two. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kadira the Body. I'll put that right here. And I hope to see you next time on Mind, Body, and Kadira.